On 17 November 1928, India lost one of its fiercest voices, Lala Lajpat Rai, a revolutionary Indian freedom fighter. While leading a protest against the Simon Commission, he was struck during the baton charge and died weeks later. But beyond the slogans and statues, he left behind something powerful: his words. His books captured the arc of a man who began with hope, challenged the empire, and never stopped believing in India's freedom. I have gathered these books from countries all over the globe, like UK, USA, Germany, and of course, India. Let's start at the beginning. Young India, the Nationalist Movement, published in 1916. One of his earliest works where Rai speaks directly to the youth of a colonized India. This copy is extra special. It comes from the personal library of P.K. Banerjee, an Indian diplomat and Padma Shri awardee. He served in Beijing and became India's first ambassador to Costa Rica. Through this book, Rai urges young Indians to rise with courage, intelligence, and unity. Reading this today feels like hearing a voice calling across time. Next in sequence, England's Dead to India, published in 1917. Here Rai exposes how Britain drained India economically through unfair taxation, trade control, and exploitation. This copy has one of my favorite details: a beautifully embossed map of India on its cover. It's subtle but powerful, a quiet reminder of identity. Through data and sharp reasoning, Rai tells the world India isn't poor by nature. It's been made poor by policy. The Political Future of India, published in 1919, builds on that economic critique and starts to imagine a free India's democratic structure. This particular copy has pinholes and bookworm damage, tiny tunnels made by insects that love old paper and glue. It's a quiet reminder of how fragile history can be. Bookworms are actually larvae. They bury slowly over years. Collectors prevent this today by keeping books in dry spaces, using neem or cedar, and airing them out. But despite the scars, the text remains clear, just like Rai's vision for a democratic India. Then comes The Call to Young India, published in 1920. If Young India was a spark, this was a rallying cry. This copy has only half its dust jacket, a little battle scar of its own journey through time. In it, Rai urges young Indians to lead the movement, not wait for others. It's emotional, fiery, and deeply human. Then Unhappy India, published in 1928. This was Rai's response to Katherine Mayo's Mother India, published in 1927. Katherine's book painted a deeply distorted picture of India, focusing on caste, sanitation, and gender issues, and using them to argue that India didn't deserve self-rule. This is my signed copy of Mother India, inscribed by Katherine herself. Rai responded with logic, data, and pride, tearing down her arguments point by point in Unhappy India, not with rage, but with strength. And finally, the Simon Commission reports, published in 1930 by Her Majesty's Stationery Office. The commission was meant to review India's constitutional future, but it had no Indian members. This sparked protest across the country. Lala Lajpat Rai was injured during one of these demonstrations, the injuries that would claim his life. My copy carries an inscription from Vernon Hartshorn, one of the Commission's 7 members. Hartshorn was a Welsh Labour MP who played a key role in drafting governance sections. And inside, some gigantic maps of India, the kind that lawmakers pored over while deciding a nation's future. Across these 6 books, you can trace Rai's journey, from inspiring young Indians to exposing the empire's economics, to imagining a free India, to defending its dignity, and finally confronting power head-on. Each page isn't just ink on paper, it's a moment in history. They have survived insects, fading jackets, foreign travel, and time itself. Lala Lajpat Rai's story isn't just told through speeches and statues. It's bound in these pages, and I'm glad to hold a piece of it. If you love forgotten books, hidden histories, and the voices that built this nation, subscribe to Papyrus. There are many more stories on these shelves.